I never thought my own brother would ruin my life. But here I am, 3 states away from everything I built, because the 2 people I trusted most decided I didn't deserve happiness. My name is Marcus. I'm 32, and this is how I lost everything and got the ultimate revenge. 6 months ago, I had it all. I was engaged to Sarah, the love of my life. We'd been together 4 years, and I'd just proposed on a California beach at sunset. She said yes before I even finished asking. I was also inheriting my father's construction company. Dad had built Thompson Construction from nothing, and after 40 years, he was ready to retire. At a family dinner, he announced he was leaving the company to me. Not to my older brother, Derek. To me. Derek didn't take it well, but he smiled through it. He shook my hand and said, "Congratulations, little brother. You earned it." I should have seen the hatred in his eyes, how his grip was too tight, how his smile didn't reach his face. But I was too excited to notice. Dad's reasoning made sense. Derek had always been the golden child, football star, popular guy. But he'd burned through 3 failed businesses and 2 bankruptcies by 35. Dad loved him, but didn't trust him with the company. I'd worked there since 16, learned every aspect, and helped grow it 40% over 5 years. The company was worth $8 million. Life-changing money. Derek had always been jealous, though he'd never admit it. As kids, he'd break my toys and blame me. In high school, he'd sabotage my relationships. But we were adults now. I thought he'd grown out of that petty stuff. I was so wrong. 2 months after Dad's announcement, Sarah started acting distant. She'd check her phone constantly and smile at messages she wouldn't show me. When I asked, she'd say it was work or her girlfriends. She started coming home late. Client dinner, networking event, girls' night. I trusted her completely. Meanwhile, Derek was being weirdly nice. He'd call me for beers, ask about wedding planning, offer to help at the company. "That's what brothers do," he said. What I didn't know was that Derek was sleeping with my fiancée. The truth came out at my wedding celebration dinner. Dad rented a private room at the nicest steakhouse and invited 30 people. Family, friends, key employees. Sarah was running late, texting about traffic. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Just a photo. It was Sarah in Derek's car. I recognized his custom leather interior, kissing him, her hand on his face, his hand on her thigh. The timestamp, 15 minutes ago. I felt punched in the stomach. I excused myself to the bathroom, and another text came, a video. Then screenshots of their messages going back 3 months, them planning meetups, calling me a naive idiot. Sarah saying she was only with me for the inheritance money, that once we married and I had the company, she'd figure out an exit strategy. Derek had approached Sarah 2 weeks after Dad's announcement. He'd seduced her and convinced her they could take everything. The plan. Sarah would marry me, divorce me after the company transfer, take half in the settlement. Derek would then buy me out. When I was desperate, they'd end up with everything. Every "I love you" had been a lie. I walked back into the party and acted normal. When Sarah arrived apologizing about traffic, I kissed her cheek. When Derek congratulated me again, I shook his hand and thanked him for being such a great brother. The next morning, I called in sick and spent the day planning. The person who sent those messages was Derek's ex-girlfriend, Madison. She'd caught them together and wanted revenge. Over 3 weeks, I gathered evidence. I hired a private investigator who confirmed they met 3 to 4 times weekly. I recorded Sarah admitting to a friend she didn't really love me. But I also investigated Derek's finances. That's when I discovered something bigger. Derek had been embezzling from Dad's company. For 2 years, he'd been skimming money through fake vendor invoices and inflated expense reports, almost $400,000. Now I had real leverage. I showed Dad everything: the affair, the gold digger plan, the embezzlement. I watched his face go from confusion to hurt to pure rage. Dad wanted to call the police, but I had a better idea. We set a trap. Dad called a family meeting at his house about final details for transferring the company. When Derek and Sarah walked into Dad's study, they found me sitting with Dad, our family lawyer, and a police detective. Dad's voice was ice cold. "Derek, I know about the embezzlement. I know about the affair. I know about your plan to steal the company. You have two choices. Go to prison for theft and fraud, or sign away any claim to this family's money, agree to pay back what you stole, and get out of my life." Derek tried to deny it, but when Dad showed the evidence, he broke down. Sarah tried to run. I stopped her. "You're not getting a penny. The ring was my grandmother's. I'm taking it back. The credit card? Cancelled. Our apartment deposit? Already got it back." She cried, saying she did love me, that Derek manipulated her. But I'd heard her voice on those recordings. Derek signed everything. He gave up all rights to the business, agreed to a payment plan, and Dad made him sign papers stating that any future contact would result in prosecution. Sarah's reputation was destroyed. She moved to another state within a month. The best part? Derek and Sarah blamed each other after everything fell apart. Their partnership imploded, and last I heard, they hated each other. That was 4 months ago. Dad officially transferred the company to me last week. Thompson Construction is now mine. We're about to close our biggest deal ever. Derek tried to reach out asking for another chance. I didn't respond. He's dead to me. Some people say I should have just confronted them immediately, that I should have forgiven family. But I don't regret anything. They didn't just betray me once. They planned to destroy my life over months. They underestimated me. They saw me as the naive little brother who trusted everyone. They thought they could manipulate me and walk away rich. Instead, Derek lost his family, his reputation, and the inheritance. Sarah lost her meal ticket, and I learned a valuable lesson about trust. Dad told me, "Son, sometimes the people closest to you are the ones who want what you have the most." He was right. I'm not engaged anymore. I don't talk to my brother, but I have my company, my integrity, and my future. And that's more than enough. Derek and Sarah wanted to take everything from me. Instead, they showed me who they really were before it was too late. Sometimes revenge isn't about destroying someone. It's about protecting yourself and letting them destroy themselves. They played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. Meanwhile, I won everything. What would you have done? Comment below.